There's something about the term survivor that doesn't sit well with me. When you call people that survived the Holocaust survivors, I find that to be disrespectful. They call themselves survivors, and that's okay, but when we refer to them or their memory as survivors, I think we're missing the point. So today's Holocaust Remembrance Day, one of the most important days in the Jewish American calendar. But if you have parents or grandparents that survived the Holocaust, you know that every day is Holocaust Remembrance Day. It's how you're raised. It's in the hugs that you got. It's in the cookies that your grandparents gave you. It's in everything. When you see your grandparents and the numbers on their arms, when you sit with them and they tell you stories. This is how we're raised. We're raised with the Holocaust in our blood. And it took me a while to understand why every time they called my grandfather a survivor, it bothered me. And the answer is because he wasn't a survivor, because when you call someone a survivor, what you're saying is that their identity is that they survived something. That's what they did. They just survived. When you see someone on the street and go, "How's life?" and they go, "I'm surviving," you're like, "What? You're surviving?" Surviving means all you're really doing is just making it through. When you look at the generation of Jews that survived the Holocaust, they were the most powerful, resilient, entrepreneurial, creative, strongest generation that we've ever seen in the modern era. Have you ever met more people that overcame this much challenge? Have you ever seen a group of people that collectively suffered this much and came back, built families, built communities, launched a state, changed the world? These aren't survivors. These are heroes. We had and have in our midst a bunch of people that are legitimate heroes, like legitimate heroes. Not because they can catch a ball or can make a couple of dollars, but because they literally overcame the worst, came to a new world and changed it. So on today, when you remember the Holocaust, and in particular, you remember those that survived the Holocaust, to look back and sort of like shake our heads and say like never again, and we were taken like sheep to our slaughter, and we feel so bad for the survivors, but thank God they got through it, and there are other people that want to kill us. We end up sucking out the meaning of the day. What the day I think really is that we got to be real. There are people that just hate us because of no reason, and that's just reality. But there are people that have set an example. And the example they set for us is the amount of strength that a human being has is beyond our capacity. How deep, rich, resilient, strong we can be is beyond our comprehension. And if we just take one little piece out of the page of our ancestors that survived the Holocaust, our heroes, and apply it to the modern capacities that we have, and apply it to all the things we were given, and apply it to all the opportunities that are handed to us in the countries that we're living in, what we can do with the world, what we can do with our families, the light we can spread, the power we can give, the ability to overcome the same hatred that once plagued us is unbelievable. So today, and every day, never again doesn't mean like they tried to kill us. Let's hope the next time they try, they don't kill us. Never again means never again will I ever realize that I'm small. Never again will I ever realize that I'm insignificant. Never again will I ever think that my resilience is tiny. Never again will I ever downplay my capacity, because if I ever need an example of what it means to be stronger than what I think is possible, I got a bunch of people that I can look at. The greatest generation that we know. And they're the example of what it means to overcome anything. And if we take that power, or even an iota of it, and apply it to our circumstances today, we should be able to change the world. We should be able to erase the stuff that hurts people. We should be able to make our families, our communities, and our lives a different place. That, the heroism of those people, that's who they are. And that, I think, is the greatest way to honor their memory.